Okay, well, obviously very disappointing game for everyone. I think the players feel that. We certainly feel that, all the way across the board. We got to coach better. We got to finish the game better. There's a lot of areas we got to improve on. We got to take a look at the tape. Certainly, we got to, out execute everyone at the end, especially. Certainly, we can't do things that hurt ourselves, which we did in the fourth quarter, and you can't win when you do that stuff. So, it starts with coaching. We got to do a better job of coaching. That's me. And we got to go execute out on the field as a team. So, it's not all one person. There's a lot of plays out there where a lot of guys had chances, and including the coaches to do a better job. So it's not all just on one play. It's collaborative. Was that just a bunch of plays that came up that we didn't do a good enough job with. So let's just take questions.
All right, Justin, go ahead.
Hey Matt, what can you take away from last year, blowing the 3-score lead in the fourth quarter, very similar to this one, and helping your guys get past that and move on to the next game?
Yeah, I mean, last year. It's a totally different team. I think we know that all the games are different as far as obviously you can tie into whatever scenarios you want, but it's a different team in this game. We got to go and execute. So I mean, bottom line is there's no excuses. It's we got to coach better. I got to coach better, and we got to play better. In those situations, we got to finish. That's where we're at.
I'm sorry about that. On the coaching decision front, the decision to kick the 55-yard field goal, can you just walk us through that one? Because it seems like that's kind of a 50-50 decision on whether to do that or try to pin them deep.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we knew that, we have all the confidence in the world in Prater, and we know that group has done a great job, and, felt that it was an opportunity for us to really be aggressive, which, I think, we tried to do and make sure that we're going out and trying to win the game. And it was certainly within our field goal range from that standpoint. So obviously, if it had gone through, that would have been great, and it didn't. But it's again, there's a bunch of plays in there that all kind of compounded on top of each other. But definitely with Prater, I've got all the confidence in the world. I mean, I really do. So in those situations, again, trying to be aggressive, trying to make sure that we could go up, and obviously make the game, hard, because we knew how talented and explosive their skill players are. We were down a couple players, and we knew that, being aggressive in that situation would help us.
Thank you, Matt.
Mike?
Yeah, hey, Matt. It follows a little bit on Justin's first question. Throughout really your tenure here, you've had fourth quarter leads and lost them. Is there something in your coaching that maybe isn't happening enough in the fourth quarter for you to close out games?
Yeah, I don't think so, Mike. I think I got probably one of the biggest plays in the fourth quarter in the history of the NFL, where I think I did a pretty good job. So I don't think it's that. I think we all know what the individual games are. We got to do a better job. I mean, we've got a team right now that's different than the previous 2 years. This team is different. They're different players, and they have a different mindset. We look, no excuses. Give the Bears credit. They did what they did, and they executed, and they scored, and they won, and we didn't. But I'm not looking back. We're looking forward, and we're trying to make sure that this team that we're building on, understands these situations, and we got to come through better than what we did before.
At cornerback, you were down 3, I guess, of your top 4 corners by the end. Where are you at now? I know Trufant and obviously Coleman didn't come back. Where are you at now for maybe going forward with them, considering what you have the next 3 weeks, quarterback and receiver-wise, that you're facing?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's obviously, it's hard when you're down some guys, especially in one area, and you have a couple injuries at one position. You're trying to do the best you can with guys that are going in there getting ready to go. We have confidence in all those guys when they got to go play. And, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow from the injury standpoint. We'll assess and go forward. But we know that, it doesn't stop. We got challenges every week. And certainly at the skill position, the DB position, how important that is to have all those guys out there and have them healthy. So we're going to fight through that.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go 3 more. Justin Rose, Dave, and then Jen.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, it's a hypothetical, but the empty stadium, I mean, how weird was that the entire time? And could maybe a home field with fans here have made this game end differently?
I would probably just try to separate the 2 questions. I mean, it doesn't really matter who's in the stands or not. We just got to go out and execute at the end and coach and play better and just win. So we'll keep that separate. It definitely was different without having fans in the stadium, certainly from that standpoint. The energy and the momentum is all just, the team's got to create it, and we got to create it ourselves. And we got to make sure that we maintain it all the way through, certainly. Absolutely.
it seemed like the Bears sideline started to create a little bit more towards the end of the game as they started to feel themselves back into it. Is that another element of the coaching that you'll need to take forward, knowing that you'll be playing in empty stadiums for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's a great point because you can, you definitely can feel it more and you can see it more, when those happen. So those momentum swings, I think are, they're always critical. They're always important, but certainly, with the stadium being set up the way it is, we got to make sure that we just stay, we stay focused through that.
Dave, go ahead.
Matt, two things. You guys had put so much of an emphasis on dagger time, on finishing games this offseason. I know this is a tough one regardless of that, but just, with that context, how disappointing was this, the ending to this game? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, we want to win, so anything less than that, is going to be disappointing. But we understand that with that, and trying to finish games out and trying to make sure that we do a good job of coaching in those situations, we got to just fight through. It's the first game for us. It's the first time we've been out there. We're, whatever we are right now, 4 weeks in, and in the entire season, we're finally being together. So we've got some work in front of us. We know it takes a long time. It doesn't just kind of happen on its own, and we got to just push forward and keep grinding it out.
And then maybe one of the bright spots, Adrian Peterson, the play that he had for you today. I mean, running for about 90 yards. Just what'd you think of the effort that you got from him out there, first game, being here a week?
Yeah, I thought he gave great effort. I thought he gave great energy. I think the guys really, they like to be out there with him, and they know he's going to work hard and he's going to go hard every single play. So that was good to see. I really thought he made some tough runs. I thought he brought a physical style to the run game, and that was encouraging.
Thank you.
Yep.
Last question, Jen.
Yeah, certainly Coach had I hear myself too much. Swift had a big opportunity there at the end to catch that ball, Coach. What do you say to him? How do you make sure you keep his confidence up and let him know that obviously the whole game wasn't his fault and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that. I put my arm around him as soon as we, got to the tunnel, walked up the tunnel with him and told him, he's a great player. The game's not on him. It's on me. It's on the entire, bad execution and bad plays that we had towards the end of the game and the bad coaching. We all had opportunities to do a better job, and we know that we got to do that going forward. But he's a great young player. He's going to be, a good player for a long time. He's going to make a lot of plays, and we'll just move forward with this.
What do you think Trubisky was doing that allowed him to be so successful there in the fourth quarter?
Obviously they did a good job with their receivers. They have great skill players now. They really do, and they got open, and certainly they had some good protection. We got to execute a couple plays better, and their guys came down with some plays, so we'll give them credit.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys. We'll have players coming through shortly.
Okay. Thanks.